Hey guys, welcome to the channel. How is it going? So, finally we are going to talk about the main events that happened in the tournament. In this video we are going to know how Benimaru defeats Gazarl, can Souei defeat the son of the demon lord, Dagura, and the most interesting part is that we will see the true power of Diablo. So without wasting time, let me remind you what happened in the previous video. In the last video we talked about how the qualifications round ended, and we also talked about the winners of the first 3 qualifying rounds, and the winners were Gozu, Demon Lord Dagural's son, Dagura, and Masayuki, and let me tell you that Rimuru gave new name to Gozu as he won against Mezu, and his new name is Gazarl. After the preliminary round ended, Rimuru placed another party that night. The invited guests enjoyed the party to their fullest. The only thing that they were talking about was the battles that they saw during the daytime. It seems like the battle that the guests saw excited them too much, hence they couldn't forget about it. In the next morning, everybody was exhausted because they drank too much last night, and the visitors were sitting in the spectators area, and the contestants, who were going to participate in today's matches, were standing in center of the stadium. As Souei is the announcer of the tournament, she gave a brief commentary about the contestants. She also advertised the labyrinth to the crowds, then she introduced every contestant one by one. At some point, the Holy Knight, Arno, who was also participating in the match, became a victim because while Souei was introducing the participants, she intentionally embarrassed him in front of the crowd. Moreover, Demon Lord Carrion, Gabiru, and Gopta also became the victim of Souei as she also cornered them by saying some unworthy words in front of the crowd, and because of this reason, their hearts were loaded with high pressure. In this way, the introduction of all the contestants including with Sean, Souei, Diablo, and Benimaru was completed. After the introduction, a lottery was drawn to fix the matches for the tournament, and let me tell you that these matches were scheduled for 2 days. 4 matches would be covered in first day, and the other 4 matches was programmed for second day. This is how the first match of the tournament started. So, the first match was between Benimaru and Gazarl, and I would like to let you know that when Gazarl got a new name from Rimuru, his physical strength was enhanced and he acquired a unique skill called Restrainer and an extra skill known as self-regeneration. Getting back to the topic, the match started and both of them was glaring at each other. Then Gazarl said to Benimaru that his control over the position of Supreme Commander will end soon. He also added that after he defeats Benimaru he will take over the position of Supreme Commander and he will take Xian as his bride. What a foolish guy. I think after he got a name from Rimuru he has grown more arrogant. While on the other hand Benimaru is a short-tempered guy, but after becoming the Supreme Commander of the country he learned to control his temper. Moreover, getting trained by Hakiru made him a true fighter. So, because of this reason he was able to keep his calm. Then Gazarl made his first move. And thus a large magic formation suddenly appeared on the ground. Actually, this magic formation was his unique skill Restrainer, and seeing this Rimuru also thought that it was a smart move, but in reality Gazarl is a dumb head. After Gazarl made his first move, Benimaru simply received the effect of Gazarl's skill. And due to restraining ability of Gazarl, Benimaru could not use magic or sorcery. Actually, Gazarl knew that Benimaru's specialty is Inferno. That's why he used the skill Restrainer as his first move. Then Gazarl again poked Benimaru by asking him how does it feels to have his special technique sealed. He again added that he will make Benimaru his right hand. Then Gazarl attacked Benimaru with his great axe, believing his opponent's ability has been sealed. Benimaru received his attack and questioned Gazarl, "Is that the extent of your power?" and also added that he will allow Gazarl to attack him with all his efforts. Even after hearing this, Gazarl didn't realize how powerful Benimaru is. I think one of the reason of not realizing the power of Benimaru was because he was suppressing his aura. Then Gazarl repeatedly attacked and struggled to defeat Benimaru, but he could not. Afterwards, Benimaru mutters lazily as Gazarl fell to his knees on the spot. Gazarl didn't even saw when he attacked him. Benimaru used his right fist, which was needed with his power, to penetrate Gazarl's solar plexus. Then with a single blow Gazarl's magic flow got unstable and he was unable to stand. Actually, Benimaru wanted to entertain the crowd, so he waited for 30 minutes, and when the time passed he counterattacked with a single blow. So this is how Benimaru won the match.
After the lunch break, Souei and Dagura arrived at the center of the arena for the second match of the tournament, and when Rimuru saw Dagura in the arena he thought that this match would be tough for Souei as Dagura is the son of Demon Lord Dagruel, so definitely Dagura is strong.
When the match started, immediately Dagura shouted and asked Xian to notice his growth. And at the same time Dagura jumped towards Souei with an accumulation of immense power. Then Souei used his spatial transfer skill to form an after-image, and let me tell you that this after-image worked like a clone. Coming back to the topic, Souei passed down his clone to dodge Dagura's attack. Then Souei appeared behind Dagura and hitting him to the backside of his neck by his energy ball. Though Souei's energy ball was big as his fists, but the power of penetration was weaker than Benimaru's. However, Souei's energy ball was strong enough to make Dagura kneel and give some damage. And I would like to let you know that Dagura's physique is muscular and his body structure is colossal, identical to his father Dagura. So it would be tough enough to make Dagura kneel. Coming back to the topic, Souei appreciated Dagura by saying him that Dagura is strong enough to take his attack. Hearing this, Dagura bluffed and said not to get carried away. And added that even Souei's move was able to hit him, it wouldn't be able to make any wound on his body. Then Dagura suddenly raised his energy and an aura surrounded Dagura. The density of the aura was so strong that even a normal spectators could see it. However, Dagura's energy was a demon lord class, but he didn't know how to use that power, and also Dagura lacks experience and skills. That's why Dagura sent him to the Tempest country so that he could learn something. Then Dagura accumulated all his energy in a particular point and discharged this energy towards Souei. Although it was Dagura's best attack, but this move has a major flaw, and the flaw is that Dagura didn't kept any energy for his defense. Moreover, Souei's spatial transfer skill would work faster than Dagura's move, so Dagura's move was useless against Souei. After Dagura discharged the energy beam towards Souei, undoubtedly Souei using his spatial transfer dodged his attack, and then Souei stabbed him by his soul killer katana. Dagura was lucky because Souei didn't stab him hard, because Souei's katana could even kill the soul, and then Dagura fell down on the in an unconscious state. This could be tragic situation for Dagura as he was close to death. So in this way Souei won the match. Now, let's jump towards the sixth match of the main tournament where we can see the true power of Diablo. Even Rimuru was excited because he got the chance to see the true power of Diablo. Without wasting time, let's start the topic. So, both Diablo and Carrion stood on the center of the arena and observed each other. At the same time, Milim started to shout and said to Demon Lord Carrion that if he lost this match then he had to go on through lots and lots of training. After hearing this, Carrion was sweating. Somehow he made up his mind trying to cheer up, and when the match started he roared loud. He was covered in white silver bristle and then he revealed his magic beast form. Seeing this, Diablo said that Fu, since I am fighting with Demon Lord I won't hold myself. Then Carrion dented the arena floor by releasing his fighting spirit along with his skill Byako Seryugeki, and a large crack formed on the floor. Carrion sprinted towards him and trying to make a hit on Diablo's neck. Moreover, while he was using his spear, he splitted the tips into two parts just to prevent Diablo's escape. And let me tell you that the fangs of Byako and the jaws of Seryugeki are the special skills of Demon Lord Carrion. One can destroy all the barrier of an escaping foe while the other can decapitate them in a single strike. So, because of this reason, Carrion thought that he could win this match. But at the time when he reached near Diablo, his body vanished right in front of his eyes. Actually, he used his teleportation skill to escape the attack of Carrion. Normally, to use the teleportation skill, a higher rank devils needs to chant and also needs to use the space gates. In case of Diablo, he didn't even chant or use the space gates. Only a few high rank devils could do that. So, this proves that how powerful Diablo is. Back to the topic. While Diablo used his teleportation skill, Demon Lord Carrion was shocked for a moment, but then he regained his calm trying to observe the surrounding. Then Carrion attacked Diablo repeatedly so that he would lose all his energy as Diablo was using teleportation skill, but Diablo transferred continuously making a fool of Carrion. However, Carrion didn't got impatient, he was just waiting for the opportunity. Then Diablo laughed and said, analysis completed. He had obtained data about Carrion's physical power and also asked him to be careful because Diablo is going to perform his next move. Then, suddenly, Carrion was sweating because he was feeling anxiety and his instincts was screaming danger because a myriad fireballs was floating around Diablo with monstrous heat. Then Carrion released his energy to create a barrier so that it could prevent the fireballs from hitting him. The impact was so strong that it made Carrion almost unconscious. Somehow Carrion had successfully defended himself from the fireballs of Diablo. Setting up of the barrier was a great decision for Carrion. It also proves that Carrion is a worthy opponent for Diablo. Then Carrion used his skill Beast Roar to attack Diablo, but it was too late and Diablo's voice reached Carrion's ear, and suddenly Carrion was feeling like the world stopped moving. He was shocked. Then he tried to move around to make some distance, but Carrion couldn't move his body. Then Carrion asked Diablo, "What's happening?" In response, Diablo said, "This is his ability, Paradise Time, that can stop time. Only Diablo and Carrion are in conscious state." He also added that Carrion's mentality is poorly trained, that's why he is affected by his skill. Then Diablo advised Carrion to train more. Carrion couldn't understand the explanation, but he realized his defeat. Suddenly, Diablo's world was collapsing. Then Diablo rescued Carrion back to the real world. Because if Diablo left Carrion in that world, he would get perished in the real world too. So in this way Diablo won the match.